Hello and welcome. Today it is all about Transformers and the different types of construction sets that are available. Now obviously we are inside my own Lego room currently, but I do have a couple of other brands of construction sets. Now before we do get going and we start going on about it's knock off this and knock off that, Transformers is its own license. Transformers is its own IP. That is the Transformers there. Lego is its own company, but Lego have teamed up with Hasbro to be able to produce this product. Now, before Lego got the license to Transformers, Hasbro had their own construction company, which was actually called KRE-O. So we want to be hunting down some of the KRE-O bits and pieces, because I think they did this in minifigure form, which would be, or their equivalent of minifigure form. And also, if you are wondering, Mega Constructs, which is my He-Man castle, they also have their own license, which is under Mattel. So there are two huge toy lines that also do their own construction sets, or used to and don't anymore. And obviously then there are the other construction sets that we don't like to talk about because they copy other people. But for this, we are focusing on the Transformers license rather than the actual construction companies. Now we've got that cleared up. This is the reason why. I fell through a table the other week, ladies and gentlemen. It didn't really go very well. Now, two things. You've got to treat this as a live. It's just too complicated to edit. If I go wrong, I go wrong. If I cough, if I sneeze, whatever else, I can't take it out. I can, but I'm just too lazy. Now, what I want to try and recreate, or should I say create, is potentially my own land of Transformers in my own theme park display that I'm currently creating, and I want to see what works best. So not only are we going to be having a look at the Lego stuff, we're going to be having a look at some of the KRE-O stuff, and then we're going to be taking a look at some other Hasbro product as well, which is actually their Haslab, which is the equivalent of basically a Lego UCS crowdfunder, because that might be my backup plan. So when we get to that part, we'll get to that part. So we've covered the reason why. Now we can actually enjoy ourselves and just crack on. So Optimus Prime from the Lego website is $159.99. Is under the Lego Icons range. Now the reason why I have not pulled the trigger on this one yet is because it's just one huge model, and ideally, like I said, I would quite like them in minifigure form or slightly bigger than minifigure form, and I think I might have found them. So I started to do a little bit of research. I thought, right, I'll jump on here and just do this with you. But this is what Lego has to offer, and this is the only thing I do believe Lego have done. So it's item number 10302. It's 1,508 pieces. It's obviously an 18 plus, and you do get 1,280 points. It is a beautiful, beautiful looking set. But like I said, the reason why I haven't done anything with it yet is I don't know what to do with it. If they released this and Megatron at the same time, I'd have got both. It's simple as that. But Optimus Prime by himself, I don't know what you can do with it. It's one of those where ideally, I think they needed to do what they've just done with the Star Wars stuff, where they've gone, this is our new line, here's 3 of them, there's more to come, collect them now, and people go, fantastic. Whereas people are a bit sat on the fence with it, they're like, I'm not too sure what to do with it, and then all of a sudden they go, it's not selling very well, and then they don't make any more. They had the opportunity to do so much with this, and I really wanted them actually to do what I think I might have stumbled on by mistake, which is from, in fact, we'll jump straight to it, a company called the Toy Barn. Now, the Toy Barn sells all sorts of different bits and pieces. I've just literally found it up on my phone. So you can see you've got Barbie stuff, you've got Hot Wheels stuff. Now, these are construction sets. You've got cars. Now, as we come down through, look at what we are looking at. We have got all sorts of different Transformers. But if we go to the construction tab, we have got a selection. So we've got KRE-O, which is what we want to be looking at, which is this thing just here. We've also got Mega Constructs, which I want to have a very, very quick look at. We've got another thing called Nano Blocks and a couple of other bits and pieces. And you've got construction bots and obviously Lego as well. These are all different licenses that Lego do not deal with. So Lego, obviously, you know what Lego IPs have. They've got the Marvel, they've got all of the Disney stuff and that kind of thing. But this is what KRE-O used to have. And they had things like this, where you had Star Trek, for example, which, to be honest, I did not know they did this amount of stuff. And these are all available. So you've got all sorts of different construction sets which are their own thing. Now, I do believe you can see down at the bottom, it is a Hasbro license. Now, I don't think KRE-O is going anymore. I think they're done. I think it was their version of trying to make construction sets, and now I think they've given up. If you are a KRE-O collector and you know that it is still going, please let me know. But you can see that there's a Dungeons and Dragons. In fact, I didn't even clock onto that. Now, Dungeons and Dragons now is a Lego Ideas set that is going to be coming out sooner rather than later. So, with regards to the Lego Ideas stuff, sometimes they can't do it because another company had already bought the licensing rights to it. So you can still buy this. So as you can see, you have got quite a lot of Dungeons and Dragons. We weren't here for that. We are here for the Transformers stuff. I can see this going sidetracked very, very quickly because I did say we'll be doing this live. If this was live, then obviously we will dive into everything. We will come back, and what I'll do is I'll do a full KRE-O update with all of the other bits and pieces, basically non-Lego stuff, and it'd be stuff that Lego don't create under their own IPs. I think that'd be quite interesting as a live, actually. But we have got different things. So we have this. Now, you can see we have got a combiner. I do love Transformers. Now, this is obviously their own bricks. It's through their own procedure. That is the last time I'm going to mention this. $9.99, I can buy it right now, and you can see what it is bought together. But the nice thing is, and this is what I do like, is you can build a half-decent scale thing. It's not going to be massive. It's $9.99. But it's 4 minifigures put together, I do believe. And then those minifigures will transform into its own thing. Because if you look, I can't zoom in. They're the arms. So they're the arms, they're the hands. So if we keep our eyes peeled on this one, you got the black bits, you got the head, spin it over, there's the head, there's the black bits, so that's now your horns. So I like the fact that it is a minifigure that will change, and I quite like that with regards to maybe it working within a theme park environment and having it its own land. That's why I'm doing this research. We will go back on the Lego website and backtrack and see if there is anything else from Transformers at the very, very end of this video, but I am almost 100% sure that that is the first time Lego has actually managed to get the Transformers license, because this company, which again teamed up with Hasbro, so I don't know if they teamed up with Hasbro or this is Hasbro's own. I think this is Hasbro's own, potentially. I need to do a bit of research into that. I'm sure it is, because I think KRE-O is Hasbro, and then, like I said, Mega Construx is all under the Mattel license. But I don't know if Hasbro just teamed up with KRE-O, and then KRE-O went under, and obviously Hasbro's its own big thing. I don't know if it's I don't know how all the business side of it works, but Hasbro teamed up, we'll say, with this construction company, or it's their own, whatever. But more importantly, what other stock do they have? Now, if I was professional enough, what I'll do now is I'll Google it and find out if KRE-O, you know what I'm going to, because it's just gonna annoy me otherwise. KRE-O, KRE-O. Is it Hasbro? What is it? What is it? What is it? KRE-O. No, I just want to know the company of KRE-O. Where did it start? So it says images of KRE-O, Hasbro, KRE-O Transform. It seems to be that it's all of the different. KRE-O is a line of construction toy manufactured by a South Korean-based Oxford. South Korean-based Oxford. And marketed by Hasbro. Okay. KRE-O was released in the. So it was. KRE-O was released in stores in fall of 2011. And the name KRE-O comes from the Latin word kreo, which means I create, which is very, very clever, because obviously Lego comes from its own meaning and background, which I'm not going to bore you with, because I have covered that enough. But in Danish, it means, I think it's let's play. So we have got KRE-O blocks, see, but again, the KRE-O blocks are compatible with Lego bricks and Lego minifigures. Hence, we're going to have to read this, aren't we? Getting sidetracked already. So G.I. Joe's under KRE-O as well. Transformers was the first line of the KRE-O series, which is shown in February 2011 at the American International Toy Trade Show in New York. Right. So it does KRE-O Star Trek. At Comic-Con International 2013, Hasbro announced brand new lines for Dungeons & Dragons and Cityville Invasion. So it is their own, then. Because if Hasbro's announcing it, then obviously it's under Hasbro's, it must be under Hasbro's own. Early 2017, Hasbro debuted a new line product based on the Trolls. And that's it. So 2017 was, by the looks of it, the last thing that they did. So it is Hasbro's own then. So it's Hasbro's own construction department. Somebody could have told me that, but like I said, we're not doing this live, even though it feels and probably looks like I am. Now let's move on. So what have we got to pick from? Because I want to figure out what we can do. So we've got Starscream. What a fantastic character that is. Jay's Toy Collection UK is all over this already. He is a massive fan of this Transformer. But this is where it gets a little bit tricky, because this is now like a Prime. If it's the same, because if this is the same scale as the Prime that Lego do, then we can now get other bigger sets. But I think it does. It also comes with 2 figures. So it comes with a minifigure of Starscream, and to build Starscream, it is 316 pieces. Okay. Right, so if you are still with me, so 2-in-1, like obviously the Lego Creator sets. I keep referring it what it's like to the Lego, because obviously I would imagine if you've come from a Lego background, at least you've got some sort of reference. But it is really nice that they've got their own thing. So the minifigures stand at 1.5 inches tall or 4 centimeters. I think they're slightly taller than the minifigure. I have got the G.I. Joe characters, but I'm just too lazy to go and grab one. So I'm sure they are I think they are slightly taller. But it does say, look, it works with leading brands. Product does not convert. Right, okay. Moving on. So all of these are available in the UK website. Now, we have got... wrong slider. We got a Prowl for $14.99. So I am assuming, because obviously Starscream's a big jet, I'm assuming that the price relates to the bricks, which then means the vehicles will be in scale with themselves, because if Prowl is and this one is a police car, $14.99, which is 174 bricks, you can obviously build that into this, which, to be honest, would work actually really well in a Lego city. And the nice thing is, I wish I could zoom in. The really nice thing is, I can just click on it. Embarrassing. You can just look at that, and obviously it comes with its own stickers, and you've got the police highway patrol on the side. So it's got plenty of stickers on there. But from that, I don't know if it transforms, or you have to build it. But that's what we want. I'm after these. So I know a little bit further down you get them without the vehicles, but that does look very, very cool. I think it's quite nice, because from a theme park perspective, it will work very, very well. And you can see KRE-O Transformers, and then you get 2 Kreons as well. So that is what that is. Looks nice, which means actually, if I very, very quickly come back up to this one and then make this larger, do we get a picture? Oh, we don't. We don't get a picture of Starscream, never mind. It's just those 3. So I did it wrong, but I didn't do it wrong. Okay, so moving on to the next one. Now, if there's any characters that you like, let me know in the comments below. But obviously, this is what I wish, and I think Lego should have done at the same time, which is Megatron. But this company does Megatron. And now, how tall is it? You can see, I can... Hopefully, you guys and girls can probably see. I just don't know. Oh, they do jazz as well. This could get expensive very, very quickly. So this is 310 bricks. So 2 in 1 again. Build and Decepticon Commander Megatron in a... Oh, so it's in a vehicle or robot mode, and it includes 4 figures. Oh, you get Shockwave. Oh, amazing. So that's Shockwave. Oh, dear, 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 dear. And again, the Megatron looks fantastic in minifigure form as well. But because these are supposed to be, these are slightly bigger than the minifigures, they won't... They're supposed to be massive, I guess, compared to a human being. But at the same time, you've got what is now potentially a G.I. Joe and a SWAT. I'm not even going to start trying to explain whatever the G.I. Joes are. That we can save that for a live stream with Jay's Toy Collection UK, because this could actually be a perfect crossover for a Hasbro product, minus the fact that not many people like Transformers, apart from me. So 310 pieces. It's age 8 to 14, and again, you can build a truck or okay, so you can build that in a truck or a robot. So what you would be able to do is you would be able to build it in truck form and have Megatron as the minifigure inside the truck. I'm assuming the figure would fit in the truck because it does look like the... Oh, it's a different headpiece. I was going to say, look, I'm assuming... Oh, it must do. So I could potentially then, in a Transformers land, have all the cars parked up and then just have the figures stood in front of it. And it's just the figures are meet and greet characters, aren't they? Again, think of Universal, think of what they do over there. So that's what you get for $44.99. And don't forget, there's quite a lot to build on that. So we've had a look at the combiner. So that is a 4-in-1. Now, the only thing I'm struggling with at the moment is the height of them, because it doesn't have, because obviously it's clearly a very, very old product. But back then, people didn't seem to care about sizing, whereas now it would be quite handy to know. What was no. It does not say. But they will be in scale with each other. That's the thing, because obviously certain Transformers are massive, certain ones aren't so much. So that is 1, 2, 3, 4 covered. Now, this is where you can see. If I, rather than clicking on all of them, because some of them I don't know who all of them are, but we have this one. So if you look at the Rhino, you can see, there we go. So if I was to do that, I think if it works, this might be the way to do it. So if I go that is what it transforms into. So you can see you've got the head, you've got obviously the horn, the rhino, the arms. You can see it's literally bent over because that's the legs, look. So the legs at the back, so its bum is basically doing a yoga pose, downward dog, and it turns into a rhino, and then he stands back up again, goes back down, goes back up again. Simple. Now, $5.99 these minifigures are, bearing in mind what the CMF minifigures are, and then you've got Iceberg. So Iceberg looks pretty cool. So again, if you can see how this wants to transform from this to this, I do like the fact that you've got all those different bits and pieces on there, and obviously it comes on its own KRE-O brick and stand. It's got its own little gun and things like that. So I am very, very tempted to dip my toe into getting another KRE-O set. Like I said, I've got a G.I. Joe from KRE-O, and I have got a Mega Construx He-Man Castle, and so far they were fine. Everything's good with them, and I will only buy stuff which has a different license to Lego with regards to that. I'd never want to get a knockoff as such. Now, Barrage. What's he transform into? What version are we going to go for? Nice, not too bad. So that is, again, you can see how it is, and they've just added on the extra little bits and pieces. The face printing looks nice. And then we've got Alpha. Why does that one look familiar, but I can't recognise the name? So, well, I was not expecting that to turn into that, to be honest. Then we have got Hawk, Wingspan Hawk. So, trying to put 2 and 2 together with regards to where these are from. But some of these are only $3.99. I don't know if some of these are new. They're not new, are they? Because they're much, much older. So, that's that one, and that is that one. I can see some more that I can recognise down at the bottom. I just don't recognise these, and I don't know why I don't recognise them. Unless they're from one of the cartoons that I never got round to watching. But you got Mind, what's that? Mind's Wipe, Jaguar. I'm not even gonna. I'm so bad at pronouncing names. Fang Wolf. I got that one. So Fang Wolf looks quite cool. But Galvatron. Here is Galvatron. Finally, one that I know who he is and looks fantastic. So $3.99 for Galvatron, and he goes into his gun form on this one. Because don't forget, the larger Hasbro products, they do transform into different bits and pieces. Now, underneath that, we also... Oh, right. So they did them in a pack. So we have got micro changes. So there were 6 to collect, 2 and 1, $3.99. Might be worth picking up 1 or 2 of these and seeing exactly what is what. Let us know if you think I should pick up any of these. And if I should, what one should I get first? But there's your Crank Start. These I recognise. Spinster. Sunstorm. Nice orange. Obviously, I'd have them in minifigure form rather than built form, otherwise I just end up losing them. It's a different series. There's 12 to collect on that one. Oh, legend. Look at the colour on that. That isn't helpful. There it is. We've got some rather nice looking characters and figures over here. Now, because I don't want this video to be hours long, I'm not going to click on all of them. But again, let us know what you think with regards to this. And did you even know they were a thing? I didn't know that these were a thing. Rocky's deciding to walk over whatever he's walking over. In section. Warpath. Looks cool. Looks cool as well. Quick Slinger. See, I recognise a lot of these. Springer. I'll do that, you can see it. Hook. Oh, don't do that. That's not very nice, is it? What does Hook change? They're making you click on it now. Hook. That's what he looks like. What's he change into? Makes sense? Carl the Hook. Nice. Right, so what do we have here then? We have got a custom Starscream. Oh, it's the shiny helmet. Oh, if you know the episode, well, it's not even the episode, is it? It's the film. I think it's a film. Yes. Didn't last very long. Bless him. Did not last very long. That does look very, very good. Oh, it's under their own... Oh, it's actually their own thing. So I wonder why it's under... Well, you can... Oh, you can make it clear. Ooh. I know a certain somebody that might like that, Mr. J's Toy Collection UK, because he had this exact thing in his own line. Just much bigger than 4 centimeters. Now, moving on to the next. That's very, very good. So, what is the Megatron? Is that the same? Is that the clear as well? Because you've got purple. Is that where it goes all weird and wonderful? We've got the purple on the inside. We have got the purple on the inside. So they're basically a 2-in-1. So you got, as you can see, you've got 16 different combinations. But really, you would need to buy 2 of these. If you wanted both, if you want both versions. But obviously, it's a lot of money. Well, actually, would you? No, you wouldn't. Oh, do you? Do you not have a spare pair of legs? Because that's a spare secondary torso, secondary head, secondary set of arms, secondary set of legs. That would have been a lot easier if I just did that. Because he's got his big gun, big cannon. I don't think they give you. Don't think they give you this bit in the middle where the legs pop onto. So you would either need to... You'd either have to get yourself a $3.99 character. I'm saying this like I know what I'm talking about, but you'd have to get yourself a $3.99 character and be able to build both. Because he is both versions. This is from, I'm sure this is from the movie. Sure it is. Was that Starscream's from the movie as well? Ooh. $11.99 for that one. So technically two figures, if that works. So what is the other? There's a couple of others down here. So we've got Ironhide. What variation is Ironhide then? So I recognise two of them, but I don't reckon because Ironhide should be. Yes, I was going to say it should be the fire engine, but he's clear as well, and I can't remember him being clear. I'm sure, obviously, he would be. Now the other one was got Ratchet. There's quite a few of them actually. It's a beautiful green. Oh, so they're just all clear variants then. Well, that's different packaging that. So that one comes with 20. So you've got a couple of different clear pieces, but not as many. So you can see the difference on. You can see the difference on that one. Let me click on the. How? Where did I get to? Oh, I've skipped a few. We clicked Ironhide. Bumblebee. That's obviously everybody knows who Bumblebee is. So that is what Bumblebee looks like. And then that is that from there. So these do look very, very, very good indeed. And then we have got Beast Hunter. So they do some of them at non-mint packaging, which is absolutely fine. And then you've got a couple of others down here as well. So you've got Age of Extinction. That's just a different wave. But these, another combiner. There's another four minifigures on there. There you go, Rocky. Well done. Is $11.99, and that is what that's what they are. So all little ones, and then I'm assuming you can make the bigger one up out of those four. Like I said, I've gone into this completely blind with no knowledge of these. I didn't even know that these were a thing until about 2 minutes before I started to record this video. So I am literally trying to process this at the exact same time as you. And then when we come to doing a KRE-O upload, I might know a little bit more by that point. But there does seem to be a huge selection of stuff. But while we are looking at construction, what Lego do they have? They have got all sorts of little bits and pieces on there. So I even got metal bits. They've got stuff, polybags from Lego Movie 2. Right, they've got popcorn machine for $3.99. So some of this stuff, it's one of those websites that probably have just been sat on stock for a long period of time. I will more than likely get one or two things, try it out and see what it's all about. Now, where are we? Construction. Where are we? This one. What do they have on here? Now, this is the He-Man license. Okay, so we have got the She-Ra stuff. We've got the Havoc. Obviously, the Hot Wheels they've got, because if you didn't realise, this is current product as well. So if you go on Amazon, you can actually get this as it stands from underneath this line. And the Hot Wheels is a big license. Game of Thrones is a big license as well. Then they do their own vehicles, but you know that's their own thing. But what they tend to do is more different IPs. So they've got Minion stuff, as you can see. So they've actually got the Minion license, which is non-Disney, isn't it? I guess. So that's how they've managed to get that. Didn't even realise that was a thing. I had no idea this was a thing. Did anybody else know that this was out? So if you're a Minion fan, this is what you're looking for. So Minion Mega Block. Obviously, it's just the size of 26 minifigures. Got the little snowball. figures between 3 to 4 centimeters tall, so they're a minifigure size. Again, I might pick up one of them and just see what that looks like, because it's always nice to see the different bits and pieces. You can't get them from Lego. Don't know if they ever did do Minion stuff, to be honest. And then you've got a couple of the little bits and pieces on a sale, but like I said, we'll be having a look at this stuff at some other point. And then, is there anything else? That is non-construction stuff, so we don't want that. Nano blocks I've heard of. That is all that kind of 3D bits and pieces. This website has quite a lot. I've never heard of Geomag. So they've got some classic glow pieces. Interesting. That's what they look like. There you go. Soak all that in. Never heard of this either. Block tape. Oh. So there you go. I'm assuming it's going to be working with all sorts of stuff compatible with Lego, Mega, KRE-O. I know all of the leading toy block brands. So if you wanted to start doing stuff around the ceiling or around a Kallax shelf and have literally pieces upside down and going vertically up a side wall, you now know you can get some tape for $9.99, and it says remove and reuse, and you have got different colours. So what is this? Each roll has 6 foot, 5 foot, or 2 meters in length, and you obviously can see it comes in 3 different colours. Now I know we got sidetracked from the Transformers, but that was quite interesting. So that's always handy to know. Ping it back over to make sure that there's nothing else on. Meccano definitely won't have, and I've never heard of these. And that is obviously their own little bits and pieces. Right, so that is that. Now, I did have this up and running, which was everything to do. This is from transformerswiki.net. And what this is every single character that has ever been made in a toy form, including KRE-O and 6-inch. Everything that you want is on here, and it just goes on and on and on and on. But we don't need to look at that now, because I think we've basically seen every single product from KRE-O that is available. So that is perfect. So before we go over to the Haslab, let's go back over to the Lego website and see what and if because I don't think they have. If I go to page 4, no. I've been collecting this for a long time, and I'm sure Prime is the first and only set from Lego. I am 100% sure that there's nothing that has slipped through the net on this. Now, well, give Hasbro a shout out. So, like I said, if you have no idea what Hasbro is, it is this. And Jay's Toy Collection UK is a huge collector of all Marvel Legends from Hasbro, plus basically every other line, scale, size in the world at the moment. But we're not looking at the 6-inch. We're looking at this. So this is from Robots in Disguise. Now, as a backup, can I make this work in my own theme park area and then do something around it? Does it look Lego-y enough? Or constructy enough? So if you wonder what this is a proper crowdfunder. They needed 10,000 for it to be put into production. There's still 24 days until, and it's already got 14,000 backers. So it's at a price point of a good size Lego set / UCS set. This is actually 3 Transformers together. So you have 3 different Transformers on there. One of those is obviously Prime itself. And then you have his brother. Technically, it is his brother. And then you also have the other person, Gun. So you then come up and it makes Omega Prime. So Optimus Prime's brother is Ultra Magnus. And then obviously you can see it's all to do with what happened in 2001, and that's how it all comes about. But you can see the different tiers and things that are available on there. Again, if you want to know any more about all of this, head over to Jay's Toy Collection UK. He did do a live stream on this, and he did cover some bits and pieces on it. So rather than actually covering how a Haslab works, because we have just basically had our own thing from Bricklink. Will this work? Because these are the individual things. So there's all three of them. So there's one of them. Right, there it is. That's all three of them. And then you physically have to build it to make the big one, which is it's not page. Oh, it's this one. Luckily, I just happened to stop on the right photo, which is this one. I stopped on page 12. I can't zoom out to get the full length, so you can see why I'm struggling. I just want to make the photo full screen, and it won't make the photo full screen. It's putting up a fight. Work. So that's that. Will this work? I do like it, but I just don't know if we can make this work as a backup. But there's an option. That's how that works. And you can see we got until the 15th of March and then it runs out. 15th of March 2024. Head over to the Hasbro Pulse website if you want to see a little bit more of this. Because now you have just seen the two options. Do we go for this thing here, which does have a Prime in it? So this is another good comparison because this also has an Optimus, which is this one just here. It's a different variation. So you can see that is standing in at 14 inches tall. Whereas we come over to the Hasbro website, they have given us the dimensions, and this comes in at 12.25 inches tall. So the individually, this is slightly smaller than the Lego one, but obviously when they combine, it actually makes it a little bit taller. Now, you do get a 23.5 inch blade with it, which sounds a lot more horrendous than what it is, which is the tier. Where's the tier gone? These are all of the robots on the left, what they actually transform into on the right hand side. Unlockable tier would be helpful. The actual full size of this would have been nice on that as well. I'm sure it's tall enough. There it is, finally, at here. So there it is. So it's 13 point. He is 13.75 tall. So he is just now a little bit bigger. Nice. There or thereabouts, the same height as Prime. So you could be stupid and have both of these stood side by side if you wanted to, and they would scale, I think. But the blade is huge. It's 23.5 inches in height. And that has already been unlocked. Now, you do get a stand with it, but that's an odd thing to get as an extra unlockable tier, because technically, if you wanted to, you can transform one of them into that. So Prime is the bridge, well, he's the stand, basically. So it goes from one to another. I think he's that. I thought he transformed into that. Oh, he's got two modes. So he has got two modes in this. If you read the whole thing, it'd be a lot easier. But that is him. That is also him with his beefed up pack on. And then it's also this. Very, very confusing. But if you're a Transformers fan, you will get the gist of it. So it's absolutely fine. Then you've got Ultra Magnus underneath. That's Ultra Magnus. And you can see he just transforms into the truck. And then that is his weapon on the side. So let us know. Let us know what you think I should do. Do I even bother? But that is something very, very different for the channel. I've been wanting to do that for a little while, and now I know that KRE-O do the minifigure scale. That is rather interesting. However, we didn't see a minifigure Prime. Now, I think there's a reason for that, because they actually did a yearbook. Now, the last thing that we will have very, very, very because they actually did a yearbook. I think all of the missing characters are in that. So we go back over to Transformers, Transformers Wiki. So we go back over to here. Like I said, it's got everything on there. You can see what this yearbook contained, and it's got all of these, every single one of these over there. And it says beside it what they were. So most likely to succeed, there's Optimus Prime, and that's what he would have looked like. So that is your minifigure, which does look very, very cool. And like I said, this was done in 2014, and it is known as the class of 1984. Very, very expensive thing, but it does also look fantastic on display. But you can see there is actually a couple of others that potentially you could get. So there's a custom here. So the custom was done in 2013. And then there is potentially a standalone figure that came out in 2014. So there's options. There is options. So you could potentially get them outside the yearbook, because the yearbook characters are a bit more like this. They are completely different. But again, it seems to be a lot of stuff came out in 2014, and it just didn't go very far. So if you've got any of this, again, let us know. And if you're wanting to see other construction sets on the channel with regards to actually maybe some reviews, because you can do direct comparisons of like build quality and things like that, and just the differences with the instruction booklets, which I always find that very, very different and fascinating, how different companies do different things. And would also be quite cool if Lego did more of these, and then we could compare it a 2024 to a 2014. But we can't, because they don't. But guys, I think that is it. I am done, because I really have no idea what I am talking about. So if you can like this video and subscribe to the channel, that'd be absolutely fantastic. But as always, thank you very much for watching. You lot take care, and I'll see you next one. Ta-da.